Hello, my name is Tony J from Eiger Design. This video is a continuation from the Demo1 video where we added a J-Testr motherboard to the XJTAG project. We will start from the very end of the last video, with the exception that we've copied all the files to a new directory and we've also renamed the project Demo2. This demo will add a low voltage supply peripheral card to slot 0 of the J-Testr system. As this card is a system bus device, we do not need to add a XJTAG board or add a XJTAG connection. So we can skip the previous stage of adding a board and a chain, and we can go directly to categorize devices. If you remember from the first video, we made slot 0 to slot 7 not fitted. This is no longer true as we have a low voltage supply peripheral on slot 0. So if we take slot 0 and we make it a test device, we are asked to assign it a device driver. So we can go and browse and we can go into the framework, find the appropriate device driver file, which in this case is the 1004 low voltage supply peripheral. And we click OK. As with the motherboard, we get several errors because we're missing definitions, but this will be eliminated when we add the global file later. You'll now see we have two test devices. We have slot 0, which is a low voltage supply peripheral, and we have the system, which is the motherboard system from the previous video. Now if we go to circuit code files, we need to add the global file for the low voltage supply peripheral card. We will add from file. Again, we go to the framework, we go to the example globals, and we find the appropriate globals file, which here is globals 1004 low voltage supply peripheral. You'll notice now that all of the errors have disappeared and we've done everything we need to add that card into the system. What we will do at this stage is write a little script to release the J-Testr from reset and also initialize the motherboard and the low voltage supply peripheral card. At this point, it may be a good time to pause the video and go and have a look in the J-Testr framework root. There is a file that explains the device driver. Just click on that. This explains the whole concept of global files, etc., the initialization, error concept, debugging, and also all of the routines that are supported by the driver for each peripheral card. Okay, so what we will do now is we will add a script. A new script we will call initialization. Save that. Open this file. We will start with a standard JTAG XJTAG routine. We will call it initialization. And this will take in no parameters, and as always we have to return the results. Yeah, that's lower cases, results. And now this is a standard XJTAG routine. So we need a variable called error because all of the routines in the device driver always returns an error, an integer error. So we will do error. We will initialize it to 0. Now the first thing we need to do is release the J-Testr from reset. So we can call the J-Testr Mobo, that's the card, system, so the system takes care of all resetting. These need to be, this is a string. So just in case you are not aware, this is the board and this is the device. So you can go back to categorized devices, you'll see the system, and this is the board we added. This is the motherboard. We will call the routine deactivate reset J-Testr bus. This takes no parameters in and returns error. Let's put a comment here, release J-Testr from reset. Now we will initialize the motherboard. So we can copy and paste this for speed. Rename the routine we're going to call to initialization. This also takes no parameters in and returns an error. And finally, we will initialize the low voltage supply card. That is in slot 0. Oops, slot 0. Initialization. This one takes the parameter of which slot it is fitted. So it is fitted in slot 0. And that should be all we need. I'll just have a quick check. It looks okay before I hit save, see what errors we have. Right, we have no errors, which is good news. We will go now to the XJ runner setup and add the initialization. So here's the test we defined in the previous video. We will edit this. We will add a new global function. Here we have it, initialization. Moved it up, so basically we're going to go initialization and then the debug test. We click OK and we're all set to run. So we can go to the run tests. Now when we run, this should release the J-Testr from reset, initialize the motherboard, and also initialize the low voltage supply peripheral card. Okay, we've been prompted to save everything. Okay, we have success. You'll see up here, this is from the driver, motherboard control FPGA version 0101, variant where it's slots, so everything's passed in the initialization. We're happy to go. So we're back down to the same script as what we had in the previous video, where we can read and write. We can use an instruction now called I to get information about the card. So if I click I, you'll see card type, version number, serial number, part number. This is all information on the card that is in slot F, which is slot 15, which is the motherboard. If I now change the slot to slot 0, so I pressed S and I've now saying 0, slot changed to slot 0. If I do information, we see we have card type 104, which is the low voltage peripheral card, the version number, the serial number. We can now read and write from addresses on the slot 0. We can change the slot back to the motherboard and do reads and writes. This video has shown how easy it is to add a system bus peripheral card to the motherboard of a J-Testr system and incorporate it in the XJ's environment. I hope this video has helped. If you have any questions, please contact us on support@eigerdesign.com.